you working on?
Ah! Hot!
What you working on?
Secrets.
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 You got secrets?
Yes.
You got speakers?
Well, we're going to talk about secrets in a little bit. Involving Johnny Asian.
Oh, okay. Man,
Secrets.
Can you even do that on WAFB Plus?
I don't know. We may have to charge you for this.
FCC
We won't.
puts the clamps on us
We
on the
won't.
broadcast, but we can run free reign around here, but it's just even that's a little sketchy.
It is.
Johnny,
Yes.
Johnny,
Just you wait for these deets.
These big time deets.
Deets.
Actually,
We don't have to finish words here on 9 News Now.
Words.
No.
Welcome to 9 News Now. Here,
Yes.
9:15. Trying to catch you up with everything going on, but the main story continues to be today, as it has been previous, as it is going to be over the next number. It's the forecast.
I hope your umbrella's getting a good workout. I know mine is.
what?
I've got one in my bag, my car, my doorway, everywhere, just in case.
You got to have a number. You
Yeah.
got the raincoats, have them out there.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick look at radar as we kind of step you through some of this. And this is the the now, the what was leading up to the now, and then the future radar. Obviously, you can check that out, the 9 News app, the First Alert Weather app as well. And so yeah, this is what was kind of moving into the area. We saw it hanging out Lake Charles and Lafayette, and it was going to be coming here. And Steve gave us kind of a good look at what it is.
Yeah.
This looks to be the forecast for a while, and what it's looking like over the next couple of days is Saturday. Saturday certainly got a lot more active than we previously thought the last few days.
Yeah.
Saturday's going to be a big day. Sunday's going to be a big day.
That's it. Steve says that the National Weather Service upgrading that enhanced weather risk.
Yeah.
So again, this could change as the day goes on. It is still a forecast, but the concern is for our friends, especially there in Iberville and Ascension Parish, who still have some standing water in and around their homes. So the slow moving system right now, not a good sign when you still have people who are dealing with the issues of flooding over the last 2, now 3 weeks.
Yeah, going
it's a
3.
problem.
Water's
That's
still...
a big problem.
So again, keep that First Alert Weather app handy.
Yes.
Keep the 9 News app handy because it's going to be the
Yes.
top story as well as we kind of work through this. But still a lot to get through for South Louisiana. One of the other headline makers this morning, actually it was from last night, a shooting in St. Francisville.
Yeah, and this happened after our 10 p.m. newscast. So if
exactly.
you didn't see it on there and you thought, well, I missed that last night, it's because it happened right around 11 and midnight in St. Francisville off of Highway 61. Really important here because 3 people were shot at. Again, the officials are telling us that the victims here, the 3 people, are stable. We know that's not really anything to go by, but that's what they're saying at this point. There are no fatalities involved in this, but the St. Francisville police chief, Scott Ford, said that someone turned themselves in this morning.
Sure
that
did.
person is DeMarcus Dunbar. I believe we have a mugshot somewhere in the story.
Yeah, it's maybe in the story, deeper down into the story. But actually, you can find it right if you go back.
On the homepage.
On the homepage, there you see it.
Yeah.
So they had surveillance pictures
Yeah.
right, from this, and they were asking for the community's help and that kind of thing. So they ended up maybe finding the person they were looking for on that surveillance video. Not sure if that was
Or
the one.
someone saw their face all around the internet and said, I'm going to turn myself in.
Right.
We're not sure what his connection is to this incident yet, but again, this happened last night in St. Francisville. 3 people were shot at a convenience store there at a gas station off of US 61. So there is that incident in St. Francisville. As we get updates on that, we'll let you know, especially as we learn about the victims' conditions in this case.
So with that as a backdrop,
Yes.
how about turning over some guns for gas? Right?
Yeah.
That's huge, right? This is Baton Rouge, but it goes for anywhere. You don't have to be, you can come in from anywhere.
Yes.
East Baton Rouge, law enforcement along with
District Attorney's Office.
Setting this up. No questions asked about the gun that you're turning in.
Yes. So if you bring in your gun tomorrow at the Oasis Christian Church, tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., you could get a gas card up to $300.
That's a ton.
That's a lot of money.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, I understand gas is, up and down and that kind of thing, but think about what it takes to fill up your tank.
Yeah.
I mean, is it?
For me, it's like $24 a full
there you go.
tank.
So let's go ahead and round that all the way up to 30. Go ahead and round that up $30, and so you got 10 free rides here.
You can fill up on gas.
So that's going on tomorrow. So
Yes.
hopefully they get a lot of folks showing up.
Matt said the key thing, no questions asked. If it's not your gun and you see any type of gun, you know somebody who has one that shouldn't have one, bring it to this event.
Yeah, wow, you're right. Hey,
I'm telling you.
Get rid of it that way.
Yeah,
Absolutely right.
that's the best way to do it.
R. Kelly Hubbard had a sweet gig, a salty gig this morning. Much more of a salt guy. But this is health, halt, sweet, whatever. But this is a way to do all that and be healthy about it.
Yes, we've talked about this before. Eat Fit, Dine Out. So Eat Fit BR is an initiative from Ochsner Health. They actually do this in New Orleans, in Acadiana, and Lafayette, and Baton Rouge is lucky to be a part of this venture. So dietitians with Eat Fit BR go to local restaurants. They do the heavy lifting. They survey every item on a menu, and they'll go into the kitchen with the cook and actually measure out how much salt goes into each dish, how much fat, how much oil, to kind of narrow out and see, okay, how healthy is the dish? And I know that's a relative term, right? But from a dietitian's standard, for somebody who might be suffering from hypertension or high blood pressure, you need to know those numbers, right? So they've done the easy lifting. Callie was at Tsunami this morning talking about some of the rolls they're offering that might be lower in fat, might be lower in salt, things that you're trying to rid yourself of if you're on maybe a diet if your doctor recommends. So there's a way to do that while dining out. You don't feel like, well, they're going this place, they only have X, Y, and Z. I can't eat anything there. No, they have a number of restaurants that are partnering with them, even some mocktails.
Yeah, we got to look at those this morning too.
Yes,
I mean, those are pretty good stuff. I mean, the mocktails, so no alcohol in it. With alcohol, obviously, comes a lot of calories sometimes, a lot of sugars depending on the particular alcohol.
Sugars.
A lot of the sugars. So they showed you some ways to do that. But you've done this exact kind of story before, and you just kind of mentioned it. It's not like there's just one or two items. It's a bunch of items at a bunch of places.
Yes, the Velvet Cactus is another one of these places that I love because they've got like a limited, it is a limited menu, but it's healthier options if you want to, let's say you do splurge and get that nachos dish to split with someone, but your entree, you maybe want a healthier dish. It might omit the grits on shrimp and grits, or it might, or they might do it with cauliflower. They're just trying to find, Matt said, a balance. That's the key word here. But you get to support small restaurants and small businesses all at the same time, which
Coming
is
off
wonderful.
the pandemic?
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
So, sounds like win, 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 win.
And win. Yes.
That's 5 wins if you're adding all this stuff up. So there you go. All waiting for you right there on the website. The ability to kind of find out which restaurants are a part of this. Something that is happening tomorrow. There's a part of it happening today, but the public really getting in on it tomorrow. This is happening.
We were so excited. We briefly mentioned this yesterday. The Knock Knock Children's Museum, they are finally reopening their doors. So when you talk about, well, why were they closed? Let's talk about this. The pandemic, you're supposed to limit your touch with strangers and people. Children's Museum, all things you can touch. Children, germs. So connect all of that together.
They're going to have to shut down for a while.
So that's why this weekend is an even bigger deal.
It's so much fun because, I mean, if you've never been there, find some time to get out there. If you don't have any kids, rent some kids and then get. Can you do that?
He said that.
I've got 3.
Yeah.
And depending on which one you want, I can
for a hefty fee.
Just
rent a kid.
Find a way to get out there because this is one of those great facilities in the Baton Rouge area. If you've not been out there, it is a magical place. The ability to just kind of run around, play around, swing around, climb. When was that? The book tree. Climbing up to the top of that thing. So much. Every time my kids get in there, and back in the day, it was right
and it's not easy either. That's the thing.
You got to be like a little monkey.
Yes. And the director this morning, so we chatted with him live on our morning show to talk about how big of a weekend this is and some of the changes that they're implementing. Keynote, masks are not required, but they are recommended. So if you choose to wear one, you can. You're not going to be forced to, but you can. To bring one if you don't feel comfortable. They're only letting 200 people in at a time, and that's why you're asked to book a reservation. But what I loved is that he said you're playing with the purpose. Every one of those exhibits, I think he said 18 tactile exhibits, have been created with children's teachers in mind to know how will they best learn from this? How are they going to learn from this story time or touching and feeling these books and how a baby, they've got stuff for infants, which is wild to me.
I know. What? They got a dance studio in there.
Yes. And Matt and Callie, we all danced with Callie a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It's just cool what they have.
Well, y'all danced. I kind of like moved
You were
around
grooving.
like an old guy.
No, you were grooving. Own it.
Threw out a hip. Oh, I'm trying. I do. I do.
Play that funky music, white boy.
I will. I don't even know how to do that.
He can, trust me, he's modest, but he can.
I do.
And he will.
Every once in a while. It depends on how many mocktails I get in me. So all that's happening, and which is it's so fun to see things start to come back to life.
A sign that we're going back to normal.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so I'd like a sign right now that the Jaguars will be able to play baseball 1 p.m. first pitch today, Austin Regional. Is that going to happen?
I hear the angels and the clouds opening in my mind. As for the actual weather, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Son of a...
And that's what so we talk about the Cinderella story that is the Southern Jags baseball program. They've made it this far. They survived the SWAC tournament. They have made it to the NCAA Regional. Will they make it to Omaha?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, look, first step first.
I know.
Take on the Texas Longhorns.
Play them.
Win the regional, and then, oh, by the way, go to a super regional, handle that, and then maybe
I got
win.
excited.
Look, I do too. Look, after the run through the SWAC tournament,
how
can you not be? This is another level of competition, obviously. But that 1 o'clock start time, it is scheduled for 1 o'clock. And Steve has been showing us the radar. That timing doesn't look really good for rain.
Unfortunately not. And he showed us a live picture of Austin right around 1 o'clock. It looks like a system is just hovering over the city.
Right,
so that's the problem is what will happen? When will that call come out? We're staying on top of it. Our
Absolutely.
9 Sports team is. So just keep an eye out for that. We'll let you know.
We'll push you right to the phone. Now, the weather for the LSU Tigers up in Oregon.
On the other hand,
exactly.
Beautiful.
That looks a lot better. Really
Kevin
does.
Baptista's actually there.
That's exactly
getting to soak in the beauty that is the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
But
typically rainy, but not right now.
Right. The only trade-off is that on our end, it is a late game, 9 o'clock against the Bulldogs. But hey, we'll take it. They're in.
And so
They're
will LSU. Exactly.
Yes.
That was the whole thing. I remember Selection Day, if you were watching it, it really was down to those last couple brackets. You're like, whoa, time out. Are we going to make it here?
Yeah.
And they did. And the guys erupting in the room, which is fun to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coach Palmineri's last run around the bases.
That's so hard to even
I know.
say.
It's
Even
been a long
after the
time.
big announcement and everything, they're there now. Just imagine what it feels like to be in his shoes,
Yeah.
thinking, "Is this the last time?"
Yeah, and for him, he knows that it is going to be. But how long does this last time go on?
Right.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, like, as you mentioned, first pitch tonight, 9 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock out there, taking on the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Yep.
We shall see.
Yes, we shall.
Want to do this?
Something else we're talking about, WAFB Plus. A lot of great things in the near future. WAFB Plus is going to showcase Kylie Maris today, the Louisiana weekend. She's got some things up her sleeve to talk about, all the things you can check out this weekend. Fine dining, not even fine dining, some hole-in-the-wall places, but great places to eat regardless.
Right.
Yes, so she's coming up this weekend, and then come Monday, our very own Dr. Steve is bringing back a crowd favorite. So this is something that came up during the pandemic. When kids are trapped at home. Trapped, that's not the right word. Kids were stuck at home learning. And maybe they didn't have a lesson plan yet. So Steve has come up with this section called Cap's Corner, and it's a summer camp.
It's so amazing. And, you know, you were just talking about this, the ability for kids to get in there. Full disclosure, I learned. And this is amazing. And he speaks at my speed, in my language, at my level. He makes it very simple.
Yes.
And Cap has got such a way of being able to make this simple. He's got kids himself, a couple. And so every once in a while you can hear almost like the dad break out in him. And he's like, all right, look, this, and you can just, it makes it simple. The guy's he's a PhD, for gosh sakes. So he's got it all right here, but his ability to make it simple.
Break it down.
For Hilaire. So this is going to be a lot of fun. But coming up, the first one on Monday.
It's going to be 10 a.m. on WAFB Plus and on his Facebook page. So it's going to be streaming in a number of places. What's cool is we're going to have a section on our website. So Steve actually makes worksheets where your kid can follow along, color in at the same time. I mean, the man is doing a lot of work here. This takes a lot of work to do, but he enjoys it. So we're excited to see Introduction to Weather this coming Monday at 10 a.m. Come back here. That'll only be about an hour after we do half an hour after we do 9 News Now.
About it when we
got to print out our worksheets.
Yeah, I know.
I tell you, we got to get ready for it.
Is there somebody who can give me a lesson on how to print stuff?
We can ask someone for that because that's not always a guarantee around here.
Talk to Johnny. Actually, you know what? We need to talk to Johnny because he's got something coming up too.
Yes, you may have heard him previewing this. So you're going to see some advertisements soon of Johnny on top of the LifeShare Blood Center building on Essen.
Why?
So you see him scaling up, and he's literally scaling up this building because, and it's all for a good cause. We're partnering with LifeShare Blood Center to raise awareness about blood donations. And I know we talk about blood shortages all the time, but really there's a critical need across the country, but especially in our community. If there were to be any kind of, God forbid, traumatic accident, a mass shooting, an awful car accident, they need that blood on the shelves. So let's say that happens and you go out and donate blood. While that is great, they need to test that blood, they need to process it. It is 3 to 5 days before that blood can be given to someone. So it needs to be on the shelf already. So Johnny's going to be on top of LifeShare Blood Center.
How long?
until we get 100 units of blood at least.
There you go.
We cannot
It's like a
let him
lock-in.
down from the beginning. Oh yeah.
He's
Not allowed down. He's actually sleeping there overnight from Tuesday to Wednesday.
So we get to mess with him
Yes, we can.
in the morning.
Yes. Oh, we're going to get an inside look at his running around. It's going to be like Big Brother, but it's just Johnny.
We got to
Johnny
set
and the
up some
life share
cameras because
staff.
you know that man's going to be
Oh,
everywhere.
yes, yes.
Have they need to know, they should probably know to lock some specific doors over there.
I would hope so, because Johnny likes to tinkle with things, computers. He's a very smart guy, likes to mess with the systems and whatnot, so he may get into it.
Johnny can tinkle.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. That's on a bumper sticker somewhere in the
The
world.
hell does that even mean?
Yeah.
But I cannot wait. He
Yes.
is one of those.
It's gonna be fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if Johnny's doing it, this is going to be fun.
What's more impressive is he's also going to do traffic reports
From
a top life share.
And here's the
Very
thing.
impressive.
If you don't come out and donate, he's going to make sure you have traffic in your neighborhood.
Oh, he's the traffic czar. He
All the
can will
buttons.
the things.
All the buttons.
And it's on Essen, which tends to be
Oh
a
my
trouble
God.
spot. So he's going to oversee.
He's like, look what I did.
All of it.
All right. So
Ooh.
all that's coming up. I'm
Next
look,
week, we got a
really
lot
looking
to look
forward to that.
forward
That's going to be a
to.
lot of fun.
Yes.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's kind of all the places you can find us, all the stuff coming up. Us every morning at 9:15. Sorry about that. But yeah, the major players. And a lot to do on WAFB Plus.
Yes.
In between the big shows and the big studio.
Speaking of the next big show, 9 News at Noon with Scotty Hunter. Any updates? Again, we're keeping our eyes on the Southern Regional in
Yes.
Austin. Will they play at 1 o'clock? We'll let you know at 9 News at Noon.
We should know a lot more by 9 news at
I
noon,
would
right?
hope so.
Absolutely. Decisions being made.
Yes.
Y'all be safe. Y'all stay as dry as you can.
Try,
All right.
please. Bye.
Bye, y'all.